So Discord is actually in a lot of trouble this time. So the Florida Attorney General has decided to go ahead and launch a formal investigation against Discord for having bad child safety. So basically this is going along with the push of all these age verification laws. As we know, all these governments are trying to collect everybody's biometric data and information by mandating IDs and all these platforms. And they say it's to protect the children, when in reality, a lot of it is just being done so they can actually train AI models with everybody's information, and they can go ahead and collect everybody's biometric data and control the masses, right? However, even though the Attorney General was addressing social media in general when talking about the fact that a lot of these social medias are dangerous, he announced that there will be a formal investigation done on Discord specifically. Discord has had a lot of child safety issues with kids getting kidnapped, some of them unfortunately passing away, and he said that he's going to be launching a formal investigation on Discord specifically because he feels like things have just gone too far. So let's hear what he has to say.
So parents at home, wake up. I'm telling you today, all roads lead to Discord. If you're not familiar with this app, this is the icon you might see on your child's phone. It looks like this. And again, if you go to download it, you'll see where it's advertised for fun and games. They don't tell you there could be an evil predator on the other side of the screen.
And Othmeyer also tells me that it's pretty much up to the parents to be the first line of defense. He says it's more often than not that parents don't really have any idea of the dangers of what's behind their kid's screen.
So like I said, he gave this whole 40-minute press conference that we can look at later, but it's just really sad how redundant everything that he said was. So he was talking about how in social media, the first line of defense is actually the parents. Make sure you're watching what your kids do, make sure you're able to parent your children, and make sure you're actually watching to see what they're actually doing on social media. Well, the problem arises is when you realize that this guy is a huge advocate for ID age verification. He has been mandating it across multiple different types of websites, and he's actually been doing so for more than a year or two now. He's one of the people who is threatening these adult websites for not doing proper age checks. So when I say proper age checks, I mean mandating an ID to be able to use the website. So obviously his whole solution to this social media danger for kids problem is going to be to mandate ID age verification, which makes no sense in accordance to what he said. You just said that the parents are the first line of defense, right? So shouldn't the parents be doing their jobs and making sure their kids aren't using Discord if Discord is so dangerous? And also, why didn't he actually acknowledge all the tons of parental controls that a lot of these apps and social medias have? Why is your solution, James, to go ahead and mandate ID age verification and AI facial scans when you know how dangerous that can be for kids as well? In his speech about Discord, he was talking about the fact that a lot of times on Discord, people have gotten kidnapped or they've passed away or things like that have happened. So he's basically acknowledging the risks of Discord, and he even said, as you heard, just remember that when your kid is using Discord, then there could be a predator on the other side of that. Well, can't you use that logic for every single website that's ever existed? We can go back to AOL chat back in the day, messengers like that, or we can go to Facebook, WhatsApp, YouTube, or anything like that right now. So should every single website, according to James, have ID age verification? I understand that Discord safety is a problem and there needs to be something done there. I'm actually more in support of the investigation that he proposed against Discord, because obviously Discord has not done a good job protecting the kids on the platform. But the solution of ID age verification, hey, go ahead and just send us all your information, including your child's information, to go ahead and protect the kids. None of us are buying that bullshit, James, so you shouldn't even try that. But before I start ranting and raving again, let's go ahead and listen to exactly what he was saying, and I'll go ahead and chime in here with my opinions every now and then.
As you know by now, we've gone after social media on various fronts. We've brought investigations into Snapchat, into Roblox, and others. What we've learned today is all roads lead to Discord.
First of all, this guy should be a dramatic actor or something. He's like the Bruce Willis of the government. But if you notice how he was talking about the fact that they're going ahead and locking in on social media, making sure that they do investigations and stuff. Well, you see, if that was the only thing that James was doing, I would actually support him. Some of these social medias, especially Roblox and Discord, I'll tell you that right now, should be investigated because, again, they have done a terrible job at not only keeping kids safe on their platform, but also a terrible job at keeping the privacy of their users safe on their platforms, especially Discord. You guys have already heard me talk about so many times the whole Discord ID leak that they had back in 2025, and then they had their whole DMs get leaked by Arc Raiders as well. They've always had privacy issues, and don't even get me started on the absolute train wreck that is Roblox. But I noticed that when he was talking, he conveniently left out the fact that he is also proposing ID age verification across all social media. The investigation is good, James, but the ID age verification is bad.
It's an app that many of you at home probably haven't heard of. It's not new. It's an online gaming app, but we've seen countless examples of abuse where predators hiding behind a screen are going after young people. We've seen a trend occur. A lot of these predators will prey upon kids using Instagram, using Roblox, using Snapchat. and then suddenly they want to take it to Discord. It's clear that predators see a safe haven on the Discord app. They believe that they're protected and that it might be harder for them to be monitored, for them to be tracked by either parents or law enforcement. This has to stop. All roads lead to Discord, and we're going to stand in the way. We're going to team up with law enforcement and our investigators. We are going to investigate, and we are going to hold this company accountable for taking advantage of our kids, for choosing profit, for acting complicitly, for enabling our kids to suffer. Now, when you get your phone out, if you want to download this application, you'll see the app is marketed as talk, play, hang out, group chat that's fun and games. It's marketed to our children. And if they are actively marketing to kids, marketing a safe product, and we see evidence that they're not doing everything that they can to stop the abuse, then we will certainly hold them accountable.
Well, you better launch an investigation into Meta then, because they're doing a lot of shady stuff right now, including lobbying a lot of you guys to go ahead and do all this ID age verification crap. Trust me, I have as many problems with Discord as the next guy, but if you guys are going to be doing investigations, you guys should keep it fair, and you guys should be investigating essentially every single social media. He keeps making the argument that when you are using Discord, you don't know if there's a predator on the other side, right? But like I said earlier, you could make that exact same argument about every single social media that exists and every single website that exists, to be honest. But for some reason, a lot of these guys are more hesitant to go ahead and investigate Meta as opposed to Discord and Roblox. Just seems pretty interesting. It's almost like Meta is giving them millions of dollars to do this, but maybe that's just me being paranoid. I just don't trust politicians at all, but that's just me.
So today we launch a civil investigation. Today we have sent numerous subpoenas to gather information from this company to figure out how much they know about the harms that are taking place and what they're doing to address it. I'll highlight a recent example. We've got a recent case in Marion County where an individual, Wesley Hurd, a 29-year-old from Tennessee, he created a Discord chat group named the Kitty Cult. In this chat group, he would groom young girls. He would actually send them Hello Kitty branded box cutters. Hello Kitty is the children's game and show you might be familiar with. He would send them these box cutters, and then he would encourage the girls to literally cut his online username into their skin.
Now, obviously, all of that is awful. That goes without saying, right? However, when you said earlier that the parents should be actually watching what their kids do on social media and the internet in general, that would have actually prevented what happened with those kids. It is unfortunate and it's awful. However, crimes take place everywhere all the time. So the solution to that is not to mandate everybody, not just the kids, everybody to go ahead and send ID age verification to the government, to all these companies, and then all of our information gets leaked, and now we're in even more trouble than we were before. The idea that these guys always say it's for the kids, it's for the kids, we already know that that's all bullshit, right? But just to play with this little analogy, let's say he really does care about the kids, right? Are you aware of the amount of data leaks that have been happening recently with ID age verification companies? Are you aware of the fact that if you are sending an ID to Discord specifically, which is what he would want to happen, Discord has already had an ID age verification leak where they said that 70,000 IDs got leaked, but it is speculated to be way more than that. In fact, the hacker themselves said it was somewhere in the millions. Are you aware of that, James? Or are you just trying to push this ID age verification narrative so hard that you don't care about the ramifications and what will happen to everybody's privacy on the internet? Again, I might just be being too paranoid or whatever, but I think the majority of you guys would agree that I just can't trust these politicians anymore, especially when it comes to ID age verification. You guys are doing this to collect information, and you guys are using something like Discord as an easy target because you guys know Discord fucks up, so you guys can point at them and be like, see, look at how incompetent these guys are. This is why we need everybody's IDs, right? I think both sides are wrong. Discord is obviously wrong for going ahead and rolling out global ID age verification when they didn't need to and having terrible moderation on their platform. But you guys are also wrong because you guys are trying to do this mass collection of everybody's data and thinking that we won't notice and go ahead and hand over IDs for free. I'm not buying this shit for 1 second.
So today we need answers. We need answers. We need to know what these companies are doing to protect our kids. I'm a free market guy. I'm a pro-business guy. I believe that government should only interfere in the private sector when it is truly essential. This is one of those occasions. There's no free speech right to let our kids be hurt. There's no free market principle to allow dangerous, evil villains and predators to go after our kids. So parents at home, wake up. I'm telling you today, all roads lead to discord. We currently have ongoing investigations into TikTok, I think you know about. Again, this is the symbol at home. Roblox. We've got an active investigation and lawsuit into Roblox. We've seen countless occasions of predators going after and preying upon and abusing kids through these applications. And then, when they want to get even further off the grid, they go to Discord. So today we've issued subpoenas. We'll be asking for information, demanding information on marketing and promotional materials that represent the platform's safety, suitability, and appropriateness for children, documents related to the identities of children, procedures relating to content and communication moderation. If there's evidence that adults are pretending to be kids and that they are deceiving other people and the companies know about it, that's important. We'll be seeking records of complaints alleging exploitations, records of responsive steps taken in response to these complaints. We'll be looking for documents describing age verification processes and parent control features. We'll be looking at records of all criminal cases involving children and data on how many total children and possible adults pretending to be children are using these platforms. So all roads lead to Discord, but we're pursuing every one of those avenues, and we're going to hold wrongdoers accountable.
So yeah, just a few things. So first of all, if you notice the companies and social medias that he said that they're going to be investigating or that they have ongoing investigations with, he mentioned TikTok and Roblox, which is great, right? I actually, like I said earlier, I think the investigations on the social media companies are good. You should find out if they're doing anything shady or everything wrong is going on there. But did you notice that they didn't mention Meta? I know they didn't mention YouTube and Instagram and stuff like that, but they did mention Instagram earlier in terms of it being dangerous, right? I just noticed that they didn't mention Meta at all. So I just think that's pretty interesting that there's no investigation being done there. And that's probably because Meta has actually been recently revealed to actually have been paying a lot of these politicians to be pushing ID age verification across the government. So I just find that pretty interesting. So yeah, let me know what your guys' thoughts are on the situation in the comments. Discord is being formally investigated by the government. Like I said, I support the investigation, but I just don't support the ID age verification. It is stupid. Please leave a like in the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe for more. See ya.